Tonight, for our special report, Brenda Snow is here with an exclusive on the powerful and elusive Yuriko Omega. Brenda?
Thanks, Ted. By now, you may have heard the stories of Yuriko Omega, the mysterious Japanese girl with the terrifying psionic powers. During the war, Allied soldiers claimed that she decimated entire combat battalions using only her mind. Who is this young girl? Where did she come from? And how did she develop these fearsome and fantastic abilities? Yuriko's history is somewhat murky. Some sources say that her real name is Yuriko Matsui, and that Omega is simply a code name used by the military. According to these same sources, she was born in the small coastal town of Tanabe and exhibited paranormal powers from the time she was very young. There are indications that she was scorned by her schoolmates because of her unique abilities. When the government learned of these talents, she was taken away to the Shiro Psychic Research Center run by this man, Dr. Shinji Shimada. He's widely known for his advances in the area of psionic research. What did the scientists at the Shiro Research Center do to this confused, lonely little girl? We may never know exactly, but whatever it was, she was never the same again. Welcome back to our special report on Yuriko Omega. During the war, Yuriko was used by the Empire's military machine. Her psionic powers made her one of the most dangerous weapons in the Empire's arsenal. Her reign of terror ended when the Allied forces invaded Tokyo. Yuriko was found unconscious under the rubble of the Imperial Palace and taken into custody. Transported back to the West, she was kept in complete isolation in a high-security compound deep in the jungles of Guam. Allied military officials still refuse to comment on the disastrous events which followed Yuriko's detainment. We do know this, though. Yuriko Omega was nowhere to be found and is now assumed to be on the run. Where could she go? If the military knows, they aren't saying. One thing is certain, however. Sometime, somewhere, she will reveal herself. And when she does, hundreds, thousands, possibly millions will be in very grave danger.
So, do they think she's trying to get back to Japan?
No one knows, Ted. Since her escape, there's been no sign of her whatsoever.
Well, thank you for that, Brenda. Fascinating. Now we go to Molly McFarland, who's at Sunshine Mall covering the grand opening of a brand new putt-putt golf course.
Well, that's a good question, thank you. With the Soviet Union's government dismantled, we can now share the benefits of the free market with those who have been excluded. The Allied occupation forces are only there to ease this transition. I mean, there has been rumors of a possible resistance, but so far, I'm glad to say, we haven't seen anything of the sort. The Russian people have welcomed us with open arms. They've denounced their former leaders and have embraced liberty and opportunity.
Commander, these are dark times, are they not? We are very grateful that you have joined our cause. The people need leadership if they are to rise against the Allied oppressors. Our resistance movement is well underway, but we have a problem. Our scientists who are instrumental to our new weapons development have mysteriously gone missing. Our scouts have discovered a suspicious research facility protected by Allied forces. We must search there for any clues regarding the whereabouts of our scientists. You'll be granted only a small force. It is all we can spare. Find out as much as you can, comrade. Udachi.
Today, the world's largest technology firm, FUTURETECH, again made headlines when hundreds of activists protested outside their corporate headquarters. FUTURETECH spokesperson Kelly Weaver responded to the rising public concern over her firm's latest project, the Sigma Harmonizer.
Protesters spoke out against the chronosphere when that was in development as well. It's normal for there to be some fear and skepticism when it comes to change. But I can assure you that public safety is our #1 priority at FUTURETECH.
More worries were raised when EU President Rupert Thornley recently approved a $1 trillion contract with FUTURETECH. There's grave public concern regarding the apparent lack of government oversight.
FUTURETECH's advances have improved our lives and brought us unmatched prosperity. I mean, if not for their technology, we wouldn't be where we are today, would we? I mean, if we can't trust FUTURETECH, who can we trust?
I can't believe this. FUTURETECH has full support from the Allies, even though they have been kidnapping our scientists for their own devices. We have located another secret research facility. This time they had the audacity to locate it in Mother Russia herself. Protect our people and put an end to whatever they are doing there. Do svidaniya.
There are reports of an attack on a remote FUTURETECH research facility in northern Russia. Local citizens apparently had no idea that such a facility was even located there.
Mr. President, what sort of research was FUTURETECH working on in such a remote part of Russia?
Well, first, may I just reassure people. Our first concern right now is finding the terrorist who perpetrated this cowardly attack. Now, I have full confidence that FUTURETECH is dedicated to making our world a better place. But, of course, they're employees. They can't be expected to build us a better future if they're working in fear of their very lives. Now, excuse me, we're late. Thank you.
It looks like our Cold War is heating up. Our agents have traced the source of Thornley's reinforcements from your mission in Siberia. The troops came from a military base located a half a world away in the Yucatan. The Allied command doesn't even know about this base. If they're not about to stop FUTURETECH, then we will. Whatever this group is building will surely be used to keep the Soviet people under their boot heel. Go to the Yucatan and destroy these forces which are protecting FUTURETECH.
Allied troops have been deployed to protect FUTURETECH's controversial new Sigma harmonizer. It's scheduled to go online in the next few days, despite rising concerns as to its true purpose.
FUTURETECH may have fooled the rest of the world into letting them build this machine, but we know the truth. With this new device, that deceitful President Thornley could debilitate the Soviet Union forever. We cannot let this Sigma harmonizer go online. You must stop them, or our future will be extinguished.
I can assure you that FUTURETECH's board of directors knew nothing of Thornley's personal involvement in the harmonizer project. And to make sure nothing like this ever happens again, we're putting in place additional security protocols. FUTURETECH is committed to prosperity and the public good, and we look forward to providing the world with a better tomorrow.
The Allied leaders have called to thank us for putting down this maniac Thornley. In fact, as we speak, they're pulling their forces from our territory so that they may increase security within their own. We have gained their trust, comrade. And now we will begin again to rebuild the glorious union of Soviet Socialist republics. The people thank you, Commander.
Welcome back, Commander. You're looking very fit and rested. I hope you're ready, because we have some important work ahead of us. Our occupation force in Japan has intercepted some disturbing news. Instability is mounting in various provinces there, threatening everything that we achieved in our victory. Their leader, Tatsu, has been cooperative with our post-war arrangements, but the problem lies with their provincial shoguns. These warlords are raising armies against Tatsu and our occupation. The plot seems to be spearheaded by Shinzo Nagama. His loyalties lie fiercely with the late emperor, and he refuses to bow to any other. we'll need to send in our own forces to put this uprising to rest. You'll be working directly with Tatsu on this. Please try to show him the proper respect, sir, as he's working with us now. Good luck, Commander.
Commander, I'm told you're the best field officer the Allies have. I hope so, because we need to move quickly. Shinzo has many loyal followers, and his numbers are growing steadily. He has always resented my authority and my progressive ways. He's too old and stubborn to understand that the world has changed. But that doesn't mean he isn't dangerous. He is a master warrior, and quite deadly. You'll find him in the Iga province, home of the Nagama clan. Do not let his stubbornness be the cause of our destruction.
You haven't lost your touch, Commander. Shinzo's armies have sworn allegiance to Tatsu, so now that area is secured. However, there are still other shogunate leaders who are yet willing to back down. Despite Shinzo's defeat, the warlord Kenji in Osaka continues to marshal his forces. Tatsu will give you the particulars on your assignment. Do be careful, sir.
Kenji has always been arrogant, but I never thought he would go this far and betray me. He might prove to be even a greater challenge than Shinzo, as he is a man who has embraced the modern ways of warfare. He will use the latest technology to protect his position. It's a heavily defended high-tech fortress outside of Osaka. Do not underestimate him. Kenji may seem brash and arrogant, but make no mistake, he is lethal.
Good job, Commander. Thanks to your brilliance on the battlefield, the rebellion is very close to being contained. There is only one shogun who is left to surrender. Takara is planning a full-scale assault upon the throne. She needs to be stopped, sir. I know your men are tired and your equipment has been pushed to the limit, but this is our last chance to prevent this region from falling into chaos. Tatsu will brief you on the specifics. Good luck.
Commander, Takara inspires great loyalty in her men, but she cares nothing for the Empire. She has already turned her people against me. If we let this corruption spread, everything that my father stood for will crumble. Her samurai will die to protect her. Let them have that honor. Show no mercy, Commander. Kill them all.
I'm glad to see you in one piece, sir. Tatsu caught us completely off guard. We should have suspected he was up to something. If he had succeeded, he could have resurrected the Empire's full military might. The only reason he didn't was because of your efforts. The world owes you a great debt. Thank you, Commander.
Ah, Commander. It's good to see that there is still loyalty for my father's legacy. The Allies occupy our lands and believe that our war machine is dormant. But they do not realize how deeply we honor our traditions. As one of the last samurai standing, the Empire needs your sword. The Soviets are taking advantage of our defeat and making a play for Empire territory. Under the very noses of the Allies, they are attacking Sakhalin Island. Commander Kenji is doing his best, but he cannot hold out for much longer. You must come to his aid and beat back the Soviet advance. Excellent work, Commander. But the Soviets are still threatening our borders. Now these arrogant Gaijin are preparing to take Oki Island so they can turn it into a naval base. Oki is not just any ordinary island. It's the sacred resting place of my father's remains. The Allies have an occupation force, which is supposed to be maintaining order. But the spineless cowards are hoping they can just ignore this threat. So we'll have to take matters into our own hands. Do not let the Soviet barbarians dishonor my father and desecrate his final resting place. Commander, you have honored my family with your victory at Oki Island. But now it is time to take the fight to the aggressors. We must make Moskvin and Oleg regret that they ever stood up against the rising sun. Attack Vladivostok and erase every trace of the Soviet presence. Once this is done, the Pacific will be ours, and our control over these waters will be as it was before the war. Bring them to their knees, Commander. Make them pay for their impudence. Well done, Commander. Recapturing Vladivostok was an essential part of my plan to bring the Empire back to its full power and glory. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Thanks to you, we are one step closer to our ultimate destiny.
There you are. Battle control is finally online and everything is in place. We've acquired the construction vehicles from the three world powers and they're now ready for your disposal. The post-war situation is so bogged down in border disputes that no one will even see you coming. We'll be standing by to collect the technology of the wreckage left behind so that soon we'll have samples of all their military assets to do with as we please. Or as you please. Good luck out there. We'll be monitoring your progress with great interest. Very impressive. I have to be honest with you. None of us expected you to actually make it this far. Many of our shareholders assumed the worst after our last CEO's untimely demise. We humbly ask that you consider the generous offer we've prepared. I'll be visiting you this evening to review the terms in private. Until then, imagine the possibilities. Imagine what we can accomplish in the future.
What?
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 What happened?
What is this?
Who helped you?
My shinobi must have betrayed me. This is bloody ridiculous.
You cocky little bastard.
All I have were those little men all over the place.
Do not be too proud of yourself.
You're cheating, aren't you?
I should have won.
You don't have to rub it in.
So you won. What do you want? A medal?